And yo, what is going on, guys? Alpha Garden here. Today we're back with another video. Now today's video is going to be about how to power level grind efficiently and professionally in Destiny 2 Season of the Chosen. Now with Season of the Chosen coming out, there were some things taken out, like weekly bounties. Now if you don't know what weekly bounties were, they were a bounty they can complete from each Vanguard, Crucible, Gambit, all those other vendors for really big amounts of XP. So with that gone, it was a little bit harder to XP grind. So that's what this video is gonna be about. So what I'm gonna give you guys is 5 tips of how to power level grind efficiently in Destiny 2 Season of the Chosen. Tip number 1 is to complete the campaign and acquire artifact. Now obviously I don't have my artifact on my hunter. Well, I do have my artifact on my hunter, and this is called Bell of Conquests. This Bell of Conquest can give you +9 power bonus to any character and every character you have. So it's really important to get your artifact just before you cash in all your bounties, just like I have right here. Well, if you have bounties saved up from the previous season, that's usually when you want to set them up. Now once you've completed your PvP or PvE campaign and acquire the artifact, what you want to do is pick up even more bounties from each vendor. It costs about 250 each, and they give you a bunch of XP. You can get them from the gunsmith, the Vanguard, and also shacks. You really want to get these done throughout the season so you can level up fast in your season pass, which means you can get even more XP, which means even more plus bonuses toward your artifact, so you can get higher light level and then start getting higher light level gear. Tip number 2 is complete your powerfuls first before your pinnacles. Now the best way to do this is by looking over each little red dot, like the little yellow dots. If it says pinnacle, do not complete it just yet. You're going to want to complete it, but that's later on in the video. What you want to do is go to your vendors first, complete the bounties so you get powerful gear, just like it says right below here. Powerful gear, powerful gear, powerful gear, powerful gear. There's a lot of powerful gears you can get around the solar system, so make sure you check and make sure you do all of them first before you do any pinnacles. I'll explain this guy later in the video. So that's tip number 2, is complete your powerfuls first. Tip number 3 is completing your pinnacles on all 3 characters. Now completing your pinnacles can be, some of them are easier, some of them are harder, like completing prophecy. That's a little bit hard. But if you go over here, completing Vanguard strikes toward the right to 100,000 score, that's pretty much easy, and you can get a really good pinnacle gear. And same for nightfall strikes with the same elemental burn for that week. Also in Crucible, if you just play regular comp, it's powerful, but if you play higher rumble, like rumble or control, you can also get pinnacle there. So that's, like I said, make sure you keep a close eye on of what you're actually playing, because completing one powerful before one pinnacle, that can lead to huge disaster, which I will explain later in the video. But yeah, tip number 3 is completing your pinnacle. As of tip 4 is playing comp. Now a lot of you guys may not know what comp is, but that's short for Glory Survival. Now Glory Survival is a 3-on-3 survival match which each team has 4 lives reserved. So once it goes down to less than 4 lives, everybody dies their last death. But the really cool thing about this is every time you rank up in your glory rank up here, you get either a powerful or a pinnacle. Now most of the time it's powerfuls, but if you complete all one giant rotation, like I says on mythic 1, if I get all the way to mythic 3 and complete that, I get a pinnacle, which is really interesting and a really good way to grind. It is very challenging though, because comp is obviously competitive, which means a lot of sweats. So if you're playing Glory Survival, make sure you have at least a 3 stack, and if you don't, you can always just play freelance. So that's tip number 4, is competitive. So for tip number 5, which is obvious, only really optional if you really want to put in the time and the grind, is having 3 characters. Now 3 characters is a bit of a grind. You have to do campaigns on each one almost. You have to get all the stasis fragments on each one, and it's just a lot to do on all 3 characters. But the best way to power grind is by doing 3 characters. The way to explain this is that when I hit my Titan is 1308 and my Warlock or my Hunter is 1267. If I transfer over my 1300 gear over to my Hunter, like so, it will go up to a higher base power than it already is. So I just transferred over some weapons to my Hunter. Let's go into our Hunter. And as you can see, with just one weapon equipped, I've already jumped up 12 levels. Put on the next weapon, which I'm about to transfer, which is my Kilos SMG, which is 1300. 1259, 1300, jumped up another bunch of levels. 1299 jumped up another bunch of levels. So all I have to really focus on is getting my gear much more higher, which makes the grind a little bit easier. And also you can get your characters, this character even higher than your first character, because you're going to be getting gear, also weapons throughout this grind. So that's tip number 5, which is obviously optional, and that is all doing 3 characters. So to prize these all 5 tips is tip number 1 is complete the campaign and acquire your artifact. After that, cash in your bounties and do it within a fire team. Tip number 2 is pick up bounties while you're doing your powerfuls, which is also tip number 3. So make sure you do your powerfuls and you do while doing bounties, because doing bounties will upgrade your season pass, which will acquire you more plus bonus towards your artifact, which will get your power level much higher. Tip number 3 is Pinnacles. Now Pinnacles are hard, but you know, with enough team and dedication, you can also get these knocked out all in one day. Pinnacle here, there's Pinnacles on your strikes, Crucible, Gambit, Europa, EDZ. Obviously these all reset every weekly reset, which is on Tuesday, so make sure you set your calendars to every Tuesday to make sure you regrind all the new Pinnacles and powerfuls that are set for that week. And then tip number 5 is 3 characters. Now 3 characters is obviously a bit of a grind, so if you don't want to, you don't absolutely have to, but it makes it a little easier on the grind, so since you can transfer your weapons over to different characters and get those characters jump started on their power level. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Turn on notifications for new streams. At 200 subs we will be posting a new montage. So if you guys are new here, there's 30% of you who are watching my videos who are not subscribed. So make sure you click that subscribe button, click that bell for new notifications for new streams and videos, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Peace out.